Hi everyone, this is Cindy Crane at the Heart, and I'm back with another Card Dies and More project share. Now, most of these are actually, probably all of these, are going to be focused on Paper Smooches dies. I just bought a bunch of them, and I used a couple that I had never used before. So let's go ahead and get started. I did haul this recently. This is Paper Smooches Wise dies, and this is the large ornament. And what's interesting about this die is that you can decide the size of the ornament. It comes in two pieces. So let me show you what I made. So what I made, I decided to make sort of a modern style card. And so I used one of these gold card bases, which I had from Tuesday morning, as well as this paper, Joyful, from My Mind's Eye. This is a black, white, and gold foiled paper. So I just used the black and white. So I thought that'd be kind of cool. And then I used this cardstock stack glitzy, which I think I just got this from Joann's. That's what I'm thinking. So that's what I used here. And then the Black Noel, I actually used the Tonic mirrored cardstock in matte. I have no idea what possessed me to buy that. I don't know if it was an accident, but it's actually really cool cardstock, and it cut this die really well. And so my letters, my scripty words, it's Winter Big Scripty Words from Lawn Fawn. And I'm going to tell you honestly, you do not need the stamp. I probably will try and use the stamp since I own it, but I have never actually used the stamp set. I've only used the dies. And for some reason, I think I must have thought it needed it, but it doesn't. So if you really want some cool words dies, this is the one to get, and you don't need to get the stamp set. So you save yourself some money unless you really want it. But anyway, I really like how that came out. I think it's very modern. So there's that one. And then, so that die is out of the way. This is the Santa card dies. Now, I have a bunch of videos on the animal card dies that Paper Smooches does, and I will tell you that I struggled. I think that some of these Christmas ones or winter ones, there's a little bit of a learning curve. They're not real intuitive on using them. You have to be a little bit more imaginative, I think, than I am. But this makes a Santa. I also can make an elf. I think you can make it into an elf if you wanted. So I'll show you what I made. So I did this, kind of buckling right there. But I made this Santa card, like so. And then the other one was so big, it didn't really fit on a card. So that's another thing, is I have to kind of adjust my size and decide what my size is going to be before I get going on that. So anyway, I made this into a tag because that was just the way to go with that. Okay, so the next thing I want to share with you guys is this die right here, just because it's on top. And this is Snowman 2. And it's very cute, but I find it a little bit hard to put together. So I did make a tag. I hope it's dry, because it's not dry. I put stickles on here. So the way that it cuts out is it cuts two pieces. So when you cut the snowman out, you get the snowman head and body, but you also get this outline. So in the next sample, you'll see that I have a different colored outline. So you can do that. The same with the hat. So when you cut the hat, you get the outline of the hat, as well as these pieces become individually cut. So you can change the colors of the hat. You can make it two-toned, or you can make the outside outline a different color, the inside something different, and then even these little pieces that I have in white could be different also. So what makes that really, same with the scarf, what makes that really, really hard, aside from the fact that there's teeny tiny pieces that you have to somehow figure out where they go, but that you can't put together the die without sort of putting it together on your project. So that makes it a little bit hard. Like, I like to put together my die before I put it on my projects. I don't always know where I want it to go on my project. So that part I found a little bit hard. So this one I made into a tag. It needs to dry, so let's stick over there. And then this one is, and also I wanted to send these over to Paper Smooches. They're having a challenge, but you have to use ribbon. So on that first one, I need to put ribbon on that one. But anyway, this one, I actually really liked how this one came out. But this one, I just did the outline in black, but I did not piece the hat. I kept the hat all how it was cut. The only difference was this little white part. And what I did for my snowflakes, and I love these snowflakes. So if you see these at Michael's, which is where I got them, I highly recommend them. So they came in a pack with gold snowflakes and silver snowflakes, and they're adhesive. So all I did was peel off the adhesive and stick it on the edge of my paper, cut it, flip it around, do the other side, and cut it so that way I could have snowflakes on my card. So I really think that one came out cute. And the Let's Chill, that's another one, a die that I had hauled recently from Ellen Hudson. And that's very cute. I really like how that one cuts out. And I just used some glitter cardstock for that one. So the next one I'm going to show you guys. Now this one, if you have to buy, well, not have to, but if you're interested in buying a die that does an animal head or whatever, I highly recommend this one. So this is the reindeer one, but it also makes a pig and a dog. Probably makes other stuff too. It looks like you can make a horse, but a pig and a dog for sure. And it's very, very easy to use, very intuitive, no problem at all in using this die right here. And this is the reindeer die, and it also is a really good price point. That one is really cute. It was probably my favorite one to work with. But this is the one I made, Be Merry. Super, super easy. I just cut the main face and the antlers, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. And then the Be Merry, of course, is from my very, very favorite winter big scripty words. Highly recommend that. So I think that one came out really cute. And then I also made this one, a little bit different style. You can see that I did a few different things. I did a different nose, and I did different eyes. So you have some options of what you want to do with your face. And then I did Oh Joy, which also comes from that Lawn Fawn set. And so there's that one. And the paper that I'm using for these cards that you've seen right now is right here. Snow Day by Lawn Fawn. So this is an older paper pad and really cute. I've had it in my stash for a while. When I was looking for some paper to work with, I pulled it out as something to work with since I hadn't, used that in a long time. Okay, so then the last thing I'm going to show you is this one right here, which is another card die, and this one makes a snowman. And I think most of it's easy to put together. The only thing is it's like you're making sort of a geometric snowman, not like a round snowman. So you kind of have to play with it a little bit. So I did two different styles so you can kind of get a feel for it. I did this one right here. And I just used some scrap that I had laying around for the scarf. I just happened to love this pattern. And tied some twine in his buttons because the challenge is to use ribbon. So I make sure to do that. So I'm going to take pictures of all of these before I mail them out because I actually have at least 3 cards that I have to mail out tomorrow, which is Saturday, in order for them to get there by Christmas Eve, or at least hopefully by Christmas Eve. I think most of the things I'm going to mail will. It is what it is. And then I've got a couple cards that need to go to close family that I'm just going to see them on Christmas Eve. I'll just give it to them then. But this is really cute. The Warm Thoughts is a recent purchase as well. It's this one right here, which is called Winter Sampler. And I really do like this one as well. I think it has some really good generic winter sentiments that have nothing to do with Christmas. So they're kind of nice to have in your stash. But anyways, Warm Thoughts, that's one style of the snowman die. And then here is the other style that I used. So in this case, I used for the brim of his hat, I used ribbon, the brim of his hat. And then the Let's Chill, I did use that die as well. And so this is, you can see the different styles. So, you know, you could play with it. I just am running out of time to do anything, but you can play with it and you can get a lot of different looks and effects with these dies. And really how you put it together just really kind of changes the look of it, because you can see how very different these two look, and just even how different these ones look. So anyway, that is my project share for the day. Thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy with Crafting with a Heart.